Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be looking at lesson 4, just using GeoGebra rather than just talking about it. So what does x equals 3 look like? So you can see from the table of values that we have 2 points. So 3, 0 is here, 3, 1 is here. So with x equals 3, we get a vertical line that goes through those 2 points. So 2 points is all that we need to draw a straight line graph. And with x equals -1, so we have -1, 0 and -1, 1. And again, if we type in x equals -1, we get a vertical line that goes through those points. Like in our summary. So for the horizontal lines, y equals 2, the line going through there, y equals -3, goes through there. So that's how you draw the graphs in GeoGebra. You can see that I'm using the classic version, the downloaded version. Okay, and that's what it looks like. So you type in the functions over here, the straight lines over here, and it comes up. You can change the color by right clicking, and you want to go to the object properties, color, pick your color. There's all sorts of other things that you can do. You can make it thicker if you want to. Equation in that form, that form. There's different forms that you can play around with. Let's go that one. And I'm not so sure about these two. If you want to change the name, so if you want to say horizontal, you can do all sorts of things. So see up here, I changed it to horizontal, and it's thick. That horizontal appears. So you can do all of those. 5 for y equals 1, and it changes it for you. So the next thing that I wanted to look at was what happens when we have y equals 0. So y equals 0 is the x-axis. And if we have x equals 0, we have the y-axis. So it's kind of the opposites. That's what you can think about. In example 8, we had a few lines. I'm just going to start again. So y equals 3x, or 3 minus x, sorry. 3 minus x goes like that. And remember, we can calculate gradients. So you should notice that when we have, you can see here that it's changed it to minus x plus 3. Minus x gives us a gradient of -1. So if we have y equals 2x and we calculate the gradient, we get 2. So positive this one's 2, and this is where it's handy to have the different colors. See, the green goes here and it's got the gradient of 2, and we have 2x. If I change that to 3, the gradient changes to 3, and it looks a bit steeper. If we have something like y equals x plus 1 divided by 2, goes through there, and you can see that up here it changes it into simplified or decimal form. So it actually prefers decimals. You can put them in as x plus y equals 5, like the example, and you can see up here x plus y equals 5. So it's actually the same as y equals 5 minus x. It's exactly the same line. It's just been rearranged. Okay, so I'll start again. So hopefully you graphed all of the question. So question 31 was x equals 2. So x equals 2 is the vertical line. Y equals minus 2 is the horizontal line. Y equals x plus 1 is the diagonal. See how it goes through 1 and we have plus 1? If I change that to plus 2, it goes through 2 on the vertical. So the plus number or the minus number tells us where it crosses the y-axis. So y equals x minus 1 crosses at minus 1. Y equals 2x plus 1. And y equals x plus 1. They actually cross through the same point. So we'll turn these off. I just want you to see this part. They both have plus 1 and they both go through 1. That's not a coincidence. Any number, any equation with plus 1 would go through exactly the same point. So y equals 9x plus 1 goes through that same point. Next graph, y equals 1 minus 2x also goes through 1. And you can see that the equation here has been rearranged, minus 2x plus 1. X plus y equals 1 also goes through it. X minus y equals 1 goes down here. When we rearrange this one, we would actually get y equals minus 1 minus x. Oh, actually, sorry, minus 1 plus x. And the last two, so 39, I'll turn these off. Y equals, we need brackets to work like the fraction bar. X plus 3, I think it is, divided by 2. Looks like that. And we can have fractions as well, so 3x divided by 4. Go like that. Okay, that's it. I think it's a good idea for you to just play around with GeoGebra and type in some things here. So for this topic, we only talk about linear relationships, so straight lines. So we don't have things like y equals x squared. Okay, but that's actually our next topic, so you can play around with that. What happens if it was x cubed, x squared plus 2x? All of those kind of things you could have a play around with. Have fun.